Did your grandpa used to say, "Oh, the times they are a-changin', my friend"? Mine did, and I had no idea what he was talking about. So what, Grandpa? The times they are a-changin'. Get with it. But you know what? He was right. The times they are a-changing, and they are not necessarily in our favor.
He was trying to warn us.
For the first time in history, American household debt has surpassed $17 trillion. And what does this mean for you? The individual household debt is over $100,000. That is up 10%, and 67% of Americans cannot handle a $400 emergency. Now that number was 40% just a few months ago. So I would say that means a lot for the American household.
You right.
Yeah.
You right.
So what are we doing out there, America? How did the individual household debt go up by so much so quickly?
How did this happen?
What we're doing is we're using our credit cards for everyday necessities like food and gas. And as we all know, the interest rates have gone up on credit cards, so now our payments are higher than what we're used to. And in this time, when American household debt is at its highest, the cost of goods continue to rise, and inflation is still a thing. What do? Hey, let's just keep living like it's 2019.
I'll be okay, right?
Come on, guys. Things are still stressing our wallets like never before. But most of us are still living as if it's pre-pandemic time. And I get it. We get used to living a certain way and spending a certain amount of money. And we continue to spend that way, regardless of the fact that the circumstances around us have definitely shifted. This is not sustainable.
Okay, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do?
I have a list of 5 things that you can change today that will help your household not become a part of those statistics. And here's the interesting thing about this list. These are things that somehow snuck in under the radar and made us all feel that somehow we needed them in our lives. But the truth is, we've gone decades without these things. And we can again. Let's get back to the basics and cut these 5 things out that have somehow become the norm. Okay, you guys, number 1, still thinking that we have to have the newest versions of all the tech devices. Who can keep up with this? Listen, there's always going to be a laptop that's faster than yours. There's always going to be a TV that has a better picture than yours. If you can take the time to really examine the differences between the older version and the newer version, a lot of times it does not justify that price tag. Sometimes it might just be a slightly larger screen, maybe a bit of an extended battery life, or just a little more memory. Sometimes there's no upgrades at all.
Lies!
So instead of rushing to buy the latest and greatest, let's start with giving your current phone a little update, and you can do this all by yourself. Let's clean it up and make it new to you. Switch out the case for a few bucks and change your wallpaper for free. Replace your screen protector if it's starting to bubble up a little bit. And if you do those 3 little things, the phone you already have will look restored and suddenly feel current again. So with that fresh phone you now have, let's stop number 2, which is paying way too much for expensive phone plans. I've been with the same company for over 12 years, and I've been on the same plan that whole time. But you know what I've noticed? The price kept going up. So I started looking around, and I discovered Mint Mobile. And now it's time to start saving some money. I have recently partnered with Mint because I had been wanting to try it out and tell you guys my thoughts. Well, guess what? I absolutely love it. This is truly premium wireless service starting at just $15 a month. And premium is not a term that I use lightly. They are built on the nation's largest 5G network. So how does Mint Mobile give us this premium service and great pricing? They keep their costs low by selling direct to us online. No retail stores or salespeople. I think a lot of times we stay with our current plans, even when we know we're overpaying, because we are afraid it will be complicated. Not with Mint Mobile. From start to finish, it only took me about 10 minutes. I kept my current phone, and I have the same phone number that I have had for years. And with their eSIM card, I activated the service immediately. If your phone isn't eSIM compatible, don't worry, they'll send you a SIM card. I personally went with the $30 a month unlimited plan, and yes, that includes unlimited data, but the plans are flexible and they go up and down based on your needs. And they have a family plan where each line can have different amounts of data. And I especially wanted to mention this family plan since the kids are out of school for the summer. Some might be visiting mom or dad, staying with their grandparents, or maybe off to camp for a couple of weeks. Mint has 3-month plans available, which is perfect for summer. And then if you wanted to continue the plan when summer is over, you can easily just renew it. So if you're ready to start saving some money on that expensive cell phone plan, and I know you are, you can go to mintmobile.com/twosisterbees. You can click on the QR code that's right here, or look below in the description and click the link and check out Mint Mobile for some big savings. And while I like clicking links for savings, for number 3, I'm gonna give you a 2008 way we are still wasting our money, and that is clicking, and more clicking for nothing more than ultra convenience. Apps and subscriptions for everything and anything that you could possibly want. Amazon is the obvious one here. Just click and it's on your doorstep tomorrow. Hey, sometimes it's even the same day. The one click has just taken frictionless shopping to a whole new level. It gives you no time to think about whether or not you really need that item. And that's the point, right? But we have so many more than just Amazon. We have DoorDash and Uber Eats, Instacart, HelloFresh, Farmer's Dog, Rover, Stitch Fix. They will send you prepared meals packed in dry ice, get someone to walk your dog twice a day, and pick out all of your work clothes for you.
That's pretty impressive.
These apps have everything covered. And I'm guilty too, you guys. I really leaned into some of these for quite a while. Mostly DoorDash and Instacart. And I only recently deleted these, realizing it's essentially just a reversion. It wasn't so long ago, maybe 5 years, that I was functioning just fine without all of these apps and subscriptions. Apps that have somehow instilled a belief in all of us that there is simply no other way to live.
We won't make it.
We need them to get through a busy day at work, so we don't have to stop ourselves at the grocery store. We need Amazon to drop that thing off today that we saw on TikTok last night. I had finally just had enough of the inflated prices, the extra fees, not to mention the tips. And it's not just about the money. It's this feeling of incompetence that starts to emerge after relying on these services for so long, for nothing more than days when I'm feeling tired, maybe I'm in a bad mood, or just plain lazy that day. Those are all normal ways to feel. It doesn't mean that we have to spend more money having someone else fix it for us. I want to be out in my community doing my own grocery shopping. I want to come home and do my own dinner preparation. And yes, clean it up myself. I want to take back the lost art of choosing my own things in person. And number 4, while you're out there doing your own shopping and picking out your own produce, stop swiping your debit card, using your Apple Wallet, or even worse, using your credit card. That way of paying for things is so pre-pandemic. Now we're so much more intentional with our money, right? Now we want to use cash instead.
Why?
Because consumers actually spend up to 83% more when using a card as opposed to paying cash. And this is because we've conditioned our brains to think that we're winning.
Wait, what?
Okay, let me explain. We hand the cashier the item, we swipe our card, and we walk away with both. This is where separating purchase versus payment gets confusing. Your brain thinks that it's one. It's got the item and the form of payment back. I have both. I win, right? But when you pay cash for an item, you hand the cashier the cash, they keep it, you take the item, transaction is over. You can't take the cash back. And this hits different, right? Well, for your brain, it certainly does. And this is why the average cash purchase is $22 and the average card purchase is $112. Does using cash sound too easy? Maybe it is, so try it.
Maybe I will.
I want you to see how much less you will spend. I bet there are some of you watching who have never used cash to pay for something. And I challenge you to budget X amount of dollars for the week and start with your variable expenses.
My what?
So say you typically stop for coffee, you grab lunch, maybe you stop at the pub for a drink to unwind after work. Go to the ATM, take that out in cash instead. I think you'll be surprised at how you react when you are handing over cash as opposed to handing over your card. Seeing the cash that you're spending is a different feeling.
Yeah, it hurts.
And you may just want to start to change some of your spending habits after trying this. And number 5. Wait, did I just say budget? Yes, I did. Not having a budget in today's economy is just... A budget is going to bring back a sense of control where some of you may feel like you've lost some of that. It can also help you fix some bad spending habits, but even better, identify some that you may not even be aware that you have. Most people typically don't have a budget for one of 3 reasons. 1 is perspective. They don't have a clear enough reason. 2 is people. There's probably someone in your life holding you back. Maybe you and your partner are not in agreement on how to deal with money. Maybe your kids are always digging into your bank account. Or maybe you have an in-law that can't seem to get it together and is always looking to you to bail them out. And number 3, the process. You might just not know how to do a budget. If you have never made a budget and you don't know where to begin, click here and watch my video on the first steps that you can do to get your budget started. We also have some downloads for you guys to use as tools to make this process easier. And I discuss those in this video. Check it out and step into your financial future with 2 sister bees.